Yo, what's happening guys? Welcome back to Tokimotive. I'm back. Got full use of my hands basically. I've still got to be careful. Like they've healed up quite well. Which I'll put band-aids on these when I go to work and when I'm wearing gloves for welding and all that sort of stuff. Anything dirty for now. But so we're finally going to get into it, get actually started back on this thing. I want to get it done. But got Rain-X Rust Buster. I'm going to use that on all the bits that I can't really get to, and on stuff like this that I don't really want to have to grind all the way back. You want a little bit of rust left there for it to actually convert. I got etch primer and stuff like that, so it should. The etch primer actually sticks to hot rolled steel, so sweet, I'll actually be able to paint over it without prepping the entire lot of the steel, because it's hot rolled steel has this like a fine slag over it, like a contamination from the rolling process. So it's a bitch to get off. It just is. It's not too bad to clean up for the surfaces for the area you need to weld. But if you got to clean up the whole panel every time, it gets pretty tedious and time consuming, and ain't nobody got time for that. Alright. I'm not going to chat for too much longer, I'll get started. And yeah, hopefully I won't be seeing the inside of this for much longer. Get it all sealed up. I've got some 227 Sikaflex, which is body seam sealer, so I'm just going to use that to seal any sort of seams where moisture might sit between a couple of layers of metal. I'll just seal it up to stop the moisture getting in there and rust convert everything else, and then prime over it, and it should be sweet until, probably for the life of this shell. Who knows how long it will last. Hopefully a while, but it's drifting, so we'll see what happens. But rust convert, start making patch pieces for the metal, and attempt to TIG weld them in. Let's do it. I took up my first template, this is for the little side bit. Cut that out, sort of shape that shape into it. I don't know, get it in the vise and start bending things up to shape. First time using the grinder since giving myself a chop, so yeah, probably use a bit more safety gear this time. Make my patch piece, which this little bit here ended up being way more intricate and difficult than I thought it was going to be to shape. I really wish I'd got a nice thinner stock metal, like the same thickness as the sheet metal, but this is what I got, unless I want to use gal, which I don't really want to use gal. That's our plate there. I can shape it up a little bit just to make it all fit. Ended up being a pain. I'm definitely not a panel beater, but slots in behind that, nestles up in there, which once I get some tacks on, I can properly get the sheet metal to form to it. This bit's just tucked in behind here. I don't know, I think it'll work. So this should be the most difficult part to actually make, and then I'll grind that down, shape everything, and then the rest is mostly just sort of flat stuff. I'll just do it in flat pieces and then weld the pieces together. So probably could have done that with this too to make it easier, but Just works. I'm going to give that a good clean up, get it ready to be welded on, because at the moment it's still got all that slag all over it. So clean this up, get it ready to weld. Going to give that a quick grind, and then fire up the TIG and have a go at sticking it in there, which got a bad feeling it's not going to work. My gaps aren't the tightest tolerances, which is going to make it very hard to TIG. So I may end up going and buying mid gas. So we'll see. I don't want to do that, but I might have to. Alright, so TIG welding it was not going to work, and just holding it, I'm not experienced enough with a TIG that holding it is comfortable on the side of pieces and stuff like that. I sort of need to be in that real comfortable position to do anything decent with it. And this is going to be quicker, just took me like an hour and a half. 2.5 hours, but if you count me getting the gas and setting everything back up again. This is going to make shit flow a lot quicker. So I'm going to stuff something in there to kind of protect the harness and the carpet, so I don't have to pull it all back entirely, just to stop all the little dingleberries or whatever falls off of this from setting the thing on fire. Yeah, just going to MIG weld it, gas, see how it comes out, because I don't want to spend a million years on this. It doesn't have to be perfect, as I said before. I just want it strong and to not leak. So there, plate across there, plate up here, remake that window bit, and then I'll recap it with the outer piece, and done and dusted, leave it alone, don't touch it. That's the plan. Alright, I'm going to crack into it because it's already getting late and I'm short on time, so I want to actually get some serious work done on this after being out of action for fucking 2 weeks. So, alright, do it. So the MIG welding is a shitload easier, and goddamn why didn't I buy a gas MIG before? So much better than anything I've ever used. Right. TIG welding's fun, but this was quick. So I got the next piece cut out, which if you were trying to do this to fix yours, that would probably pretty much be straight. But because I've got to mash it in, accommodate the Lambo door hinge, yeah, it's got to be on that weird little dingleberry angle. Why is that a word today? I don't know. But slots in like that, and I'll flatten everything down to fit super flush as I'm going. Just hammer it in, just make it easier rather than free forming it 100% on the bench. So I don't know, pretty happy with how things are turning out. I'm just going to keep smashing into it, weld this up, and then start working on what I'm going to do for in here. So I've got to reform all of this, which, yeah, heaps to do, shitloads to do. I wanted to get both sides done this weekend, but it is what it is. I wasn't cleared to really do anything until Friday, and then Saturday I was busy, so I didn't really get out here until today. And then, yeah, it is what it is. It takes time. is all I have time for today. So what I'm gonna do is, got some paper towel, I got some prep wash, and give this a wipe down and a clean up. I've, ground it back so it's all somewhat all in shape, because some of my welds were a bit proud. And a little bit through here, I encountered some old seam sealer, just cavitated my weld, so I had to go back over that a couple of times to sort of fill it back in once I ground it down, but it is what it is. I'm welding onto old metal, and there's seam sealer, and there's just stuff that I can't really get between all the layers and get out without it being a massive job, which I don't want to do. But I'll clean it all up, give it a hit with some edge primer, just seal it all up, make sure no moisture can get into it. Obviously it needs more than just edge primer over it, but that'll give it somewhat of a seal. And edge primer can go onto, like, it'll chew into like mirror finish steel because it's got that acid in it, so it's perfect for this sort of stuff because I don't have to go through and make sure it's all the grit that it'll bind to. So should be good, should be good. It's plenty strong anyway. It'll stop water getting in, and then when I've got a moment I'll get back out here and chuck the over piece on, which I've got to chop up a bit to make fit, and that'll be this side done. Which I gotta say, I've got a lot of respect for the people that do this for a living. It's harder than it looks, a lot harder than it looks, and it takes a lot of time. Well, I was hoping to do both sides this afternoon, like today, but not gonna happen. It's easier, put a couple of tacks on it, then hammer it into place rather than stressing getting it perfect shape while it's out of the car. All that's been welded on the back side as well, just to make sure it's all nice and strong, being part of around the windscreen. But I'm happy. I think that'll be good. Give it a coat of edge primer and it should be good.